Now, there was two more things I want to talk about from San Diego Comic-Con, and they're both from Nickelodeon. And Nickelodeon is going to actually be doing the Hey Arnold Jungle movie, which I'll quickly explain what that is in case people don't know. Way back when Hey Arnold was finishing, they were supposed to end with a movie where Arnold goes to the jungle to see his parents, because that's where his parents are. They're in the jungle. And this was how it was supposed to end, but it got canceled all those years ago, and they're never able to do it. So now, I don't exactly know how it happened. I don't know if fans petitioned for it to happen. I think that might happen or something like that. And Nickelodeon has decided they're gonna bring it back, or they're gonna do the Jungle movie so they can end Hey Arnold, essentially. And they released a trailer, like a teaser trailer, showing what it's gonna look like, essentially. And I have to say, this is how you do. This is how you take an old cartoon and you modernize it you modernize the animation for today's audience. It looks very much like the original one, but it's updated correctly. And it looks like it's going to be a really good movie, and it looks like it's being done right. It looks like it's in good hands, and I'm pretty well excited for it, actually. I did watch quite a bit of AR when I was a kid. Not like a fuck ton, but I did definitely watch a decent amount of Hey Arnold as a kid, and I would love to see how they're going to end it. Like, how it's like him meeting his parents, seeing his parents, and all that type of stuff in the jungle. So I think that's going to be really well done. Cartoon Network, you might want to take some tips there, you know what I'm saying? You guys have done a couple of reboots recently that are kind of fucking terrible. Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans Go. Just a couple of examples there, bud. I mean, fuck, you made the Powerpuff Girls twerk, for fuck's sake. Come on now, man. I mean, I get you're trying to, I get you're trying to, oh, fuck, my mind's drawing a blank again. I get you're trying to be, cool with the kids or whatever, but, there's a right way to do a reboot and a wrong way. You don't do this, man. If you wanted to have a stupid show with twerking characters, you could have just come up with an original idea. Instead, you fucking put out trash, you bring old cartoons back and make them trash. And all you do is piss people off. I don't get it, honestly. It makes no fucking sense to me. And Cartoon Network, I really hope you get your ass together if you ever want to do another reboot. I mean, I guess Adult Swim is technically owned by Cartoon Network, and they did season 5 of Samurai Jack. I didn't even really watch much of it, but it looked fucking incredible. So maybe you guys are learning a lesson there. I don't know. But there's only one more thing I want to talk about, and it's also from Nickelodeon, and it's from 90s Nickelodeon as well. They're doing a Rocko's Modern Life special, which is going to air on Nickelodeon. I'm pretty sure the Hey Arnold movie is too, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not mistaken. And this is, again, another fucking example of how you do a reboot or a special of an old cartoon correctly. The animation looks pretty much exactly like it used to, but it's updated appropriately, and it even made me laugh a few times. So, now Rocko's Modern Life is something I never really watched at all when I was a kid. It's something I learned about as I got a little older. Because I was born in 1995, so it was technically a little before my time. But it's something I still would like to watch, see what they do with it, and I think it's something I still enjoy. So I am looking forward to that. Whew. A little out of breath there. And that pretty much covers San Diego Comic-Con. Because there's nothing really else there. Sorry, I burped. It was just... Sorry. Again, this is my first podcast, guys. I'll get better as time goes along. So, bear with me here. But yeah, there's really nothing else San Diego Comic-Con that really interests me. It was very tame this year compared to other years. And I'm not like disappointed or mad or anything about that. I would have liked to be more, but it is what it is. Now we're going to be moving on to something I want to talk about related to Star Wars. I mentioned earlier I'm going to be talking about my theory of what's going to happen with Star Wars Last Jedi. Because I have a theory that I had in my head for a while. I don't know if it makes a whole lot of sense. I might say it out loud. It might make less sense out loud than it does in my head. But this is something I thought about for a while, and I figured, I might do like a cartoon theories video on my channel about it, but I feel like this podcast is going to be a good place to get it out in the open as well. And here's what I think. I think the reason why they're calling it The Last Jedi, because I think The Last Jedi is Rey. I think what's going to happen is I think Luke Skywalker is going to turn to the dark side. Now, you might be thinking I'm absolutely nuts and fucked, and I'll be honest, I completely understand if you think that. But, hear me out here, people. Hear me out. The reason why I think that is because it's for a number of reasons. One, they're calling it The Last Jedi, so it would make the name make more sense if Rey ends up being The Last Jedi. Two, you do see Luke is on, like, a private island. So maybe, like, he's been fighting in his head and his mind with the dark side and the light side, and maybe, like, he felt the need to get away from civilization to prevent himself from hurting people or killing people, like his father, Anakin, did, a.k.a. Darth Vader. Whoops, sorry, spoilers. You should have fucking known that by now, but whatever. So maybe because of that, he felt like he had to run to a private island, just where he could be alone and away from society until he can figure out, either get the dark side out of him or figure out what he wants to do. And obviously, I do think he's going to end up choosing turning to the dark side because it is called The Last Jedi, unless Rey finds a way to prevent that from happening or something like that. Another reason why I think this is possible is because Mark Hamill did say a while ago that he fundamentally disagrees with everything that they're doing with his character in this movie. So I could see maybe him not liking the idea of Luke joining the dark side, and that's why he fundamentally disagrees with what they're doing. And that actually does worry me, by the way, about this upcoming movie. When your main character says that, and your main character in a franchise that goes back years is saying that, that can really, say what the fuck, could happen with this movie. It could go wrong. I really hope it doesn't. So far with these new Star Wars movies, I've been liking them. Like The Force Awakens, I really did like that movie. There was a lot of action. It felt like a Star Wars movie, but they played it too safe. Here's why. It felt like they just remade A New Hope. There was a Death Star, all that stuff. It literally just felt like a remake of The New Hope. And I kind of understood why they wanted to play it more safe, because they wanted to show that, we understand the source material, and we want to show that we're going to be faithful to the original movies. And we're not going to pull prequels on your asses. And I think that's why they wanted to play it safe for this first movie. But I think now they have to take some sort of risks. Otherwise, you're going to get some more negative reviews on your on the Star Wars films. I think, obviously, they're always going to have decent reviews anyways, regardless of what they do at this point, because it's fucking Star Wars. But I do think they need to take more risks now. And I hope that Last Jedi isn't just, a remake of Empire, because I won't be happy if that's the case. I don't think it's 100% going to be. It might take a few things from Empire, but I can't see them completely ripping off Empire, though. At least I hope not. Back to the theory, though. Mark Hamill said he fundamentally disagreed with everything that's happening with his character. So I can honestly see why I can honestly see that could be meaning his character's turning to the dark side. And if you disagree with that theory and think I'm completely fucking insane, I completely understand that. And you can freely disagree with me all you want. But that's just a theory I came up with in my mind. I think it makes sense. I might be wrong, I might be right, but we'll know on opening night, because I will fucking be there. Like I have been with Rogue One and with The Force Awakens. By the way, Rogue One was also a pretty decent movie. I think the character development was kind of poorly done, but I really liked everything else about it, and I liked that they took a risk with that movie, and I think it was pretty damn fun. But that kind of does it for my Star Wars theory now. Okay, we're about half an hour in, so basically I want you guys to go about an hour long total, so at the most. So we still got quite a bit of time to burn. The following was a highlight from our podcast on archive.org. Please go into the description below and hit the first link if you want to see the full podcast. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Take care.